Good evening, Magic players. Welcome to the semifinals here at Grand Prix Cleveland. I'm by Dave Marshall. I'm joined in the booth by Marshall Sutcliffe, and we are watching Tsang play against Bill Tsang, play against Andrew Cuneo. I got my old school going on there for a second.
Well, we got some old school in the feature match here. Andrew Cuneo representing the oldest of schools.
Mardu Scout dashes into the face of a Jeskai student, and Andrew Cuneo is like, I accept your trade.
That's interesting. Normally you wouldn't. Normally you would kind of punish Bill for having to not just play his Mardu Scout on turn 2 and dash it in instead, tie up that mana for him later. But Andrew looks interested in making this game go long.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has some cool stuff to do if the game gets a little further along.
Yeah, the first card on his list in Mastery of the Unseen is the one that really stands out.
Plays a morph. Free weapon master. It gets bathed in Dragonfire by Bill Tsang. He's like, I got more morphs. No fourth land, though, for Andrew Cuneo.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here comes another Mardu Scout dashing in.
You know, with missing land drops, I wouldn't be shocked if Andrew traded this one. Of course, it depends on what the morph is, but he also has some life total to play with. He's sitting at 20 still, and again, this isn't actually affecting the board here.
He takes the trade.
He's kind of bailing Bill out in some way by blocking. He's keeping his life total high so that he can, remember, he's got all spells in hand, so he wants to try to make the game. Oh, okay, now I see. Never mind.
And he gets to the Mastery of the Unseen portion of our game.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play it earlier, but this makes a lot of sense. Now all of a sudden he gets to just dominate this mid to late game portion with Master of the Unseen. He's hitting his land drops, and he just doesn't have to play another spell for the rest of the game.
Summit Prowler for Bill Tsang.
And you can see that, you know, thanks to those blocks early from Andrew, he's kept his life total very lofty. That's actually the first damage he's taken this game.
And there's a Hordling Outburst for Bill Tsang.
Not going to do very well against Master of the Unseen, unfortunately, as these 2/2s are going to start eating up these tokens. So Master of the Unseen, one of the most powerful rares to come out of Fate Reforged. There are some scenarios where you're not excited to see it, but in any type of game that's going to go for any normal distance, you're great seeing Master of the Unseen. And this one, Andrew Cuneo has kind of sculpted it perfectly here, where he's going to get to just dominate the board now with Mastery. Bill Tsang, the ball's in his court now to try to beat Andrew Cuneo as quickly as possible. Once Andrew gets to critical mass, say maybe 3 manifest creatures, maybe even 4, and starts turning them face up.
All right, Singing Bell Strike on the manifest creature.
Still doesn't do a ton. I guess he can get in for 6 here.
Yeah. Means he can't double block the Summit Prowler. Can't block 2 Goblin tokens, which seems like it would be the most likely outcome. And he blocks 1. Takes 6, falls to 10.
Yeah. Importantly here, the creature that's under Singing Bell Strike is, of course, still a creature. It's on the battlefield. When something gets flipped up with Master of the Unseen on the battlefield, Andrew's going to gain 1 life for each creature he controls, just straight up, and that's going to add to that total as well. That's the goal here for Andrew, is to, once again, just build up critical mass of creatures and start flipping them face up with the manifest there. And once he does that, the pendulum swings firmly back in his direction.
Bloodfire Expert was the next play for Tsang.
I think Andrew's at 11 here.
Yeah, he just gained a life off of the Swiftwater Cliffs.
Yeah, looks like we haven't quite updated, but
Active treason your manifest.
Well, you know what? Bill is taking that role that I gave him of trying to get Andrew dead as quickly as possible very seriously.
6, 10,
No,
12.
Well, easy now. We're going to manifest.
I'm just saying he's attacking for 12. Manifest, he's going to block. He attempts to block.
Away?
That is Icy
Blast your 1 creature. That's lethal, right?
That is lethal. That is 12. Cuneo's at 11.
Holy smokes.
That's 13, actually, because he gets an extra prowess trigger on the Bloodfire
3,
Expert.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think.
You got two 5?
Triggers?
Yeah, 2 triggers.
Yeah, there you go. It's
All right,
plenty.
Time to reveal face down cards and look to the sideboards. Wow.
Bill Tsang, he took the challenge and ran with it. That is the one downside to Mastery of the Unseen, is that it's slow. It's a really clunky spell. It doesn't affect the board in a big way until it gets rolling. And you do need some pretty specific draws, though, to be able to beat it like that, and Bill really put it together.
So you can keep an eye on Andrew Cuneo's match as they shuffle up and sideboard down at the bottom. Meanwhile, we're going to look in on Fabiano and Jake Mondello, do a little catch-up to see where they're at. Mardu Skull Hunter into a actual Mardu Skull Hunter with a raid trigger. Debilitating injury, takes down the Morph, which was a Mistfire Weaver. Cloud form.
Somehow Gerard is the beatdown here?
Yeah. And then he goes back to his normal ways, casts a Bitter Revelation.
Okay, fair.
Gets in with his Skull Hunter. A Hunt the Weak. Takes out the possible potential blocker. Oh. Winter Flame taps the flyer, kills the Skull Hunter, and Mondello keeps up the pressure with an attack for 5.
Is that a pony back in hand?
It is
for
a
Gerard?
pony back in hand for Gerard.
How is that possible?
Unknown.
Look at his mana.
So
He doesn't have red or white.
everything trades here. Murderous Cut takes down the Leaping Master. It's pretty impressive. And the Sultai Scavenger trades with the 3/3 Cloud form. But
Jake ran him over.
Jake ran him over. He had a Woolly Loxodon that was able to beat up on a Rakshasa's Vizier.
Well, you've been telling people how Willy Loxodon works
Yeah,
all weekend.
it's the face down
always-
card.
Yeah, it's the
It's
one
the face
that's
down card that your opponent has. It's not always Woolly Loxodon for you. It's often Monastery Flock or Kintree Warden or perhaps a Witness of the Ages for you, for them. It's on the other side of the red zone. It's always a Woolly Loxodon.
Okay, duly noted.
Let's see. Haven't missed anything here as these guys shuffle up for game 2. Bill Tsang up a game on Andrew Cuneo.
Andrew's going to be on the play this time.
Maybe.
He said it.
Okay. Just feel out their hands. And Andrew is underway with a Mardu Woe Reaper. Card that helped him get to the top 8. He has 2 of them
Become
in
his
his last
signature
deck.
card this weekend.
For him?
Yeah, that's it. That's his.
You know, he put Molting Snakeskin on it
Oh, yeah.
in the last
he
3 rounds there.
certainly did.
Attacks for 2. Valley Dasher.
Bill came to
Nice.
rumble.
Yeah, he likes attacking.
Maybe Andrew will fight back with a race of his own here.
Yeah.
Or maybe he'll just stay back.
Got a
He's just going
morph,
to stay
yeah.
back. Seems content to trade the Woe Reaper off for the Dasher of
Yeah,
Valleys.
that's what he does. And then a Bloodfire Expert for Bill Tsang. It's like a tormenting voice coming up. Yep. Scarred Plains. Draws 2 cards. Yeah. Passes the turn. Oh, dash in a Mardu Scout. And he's going to trade the morphed Glacial Stalker for the Bloodfire Expert.
Wow.
Smoldering Efreet for Bill Tsang. He is committed to
Man,
2 drops.
This guy is
Picks up his Mardu Scout.
ready to rumble. There's no doubt about it.
So morph,
Ooh.
gain 2 life for Andrew Cuneo. It's Watcher of the Roost.
That's really nice for Andrew,
And then plays his Jeskai Student.
which can get in the way of that scout.
Yep.
So Andrew looking to stabilize as much as he can here. You got to figure that if the game goes really long, that
Yeah.
it's going to be in Andrew's favor.
Bill is committed. He is not.
He has attacked with everything, every turn.
How is Andrew going to? Okay. He says, I'm just going to block your Smoldering Efreet. I'm going to let your Mardu Scout come in. I'll make you pick it up. Something we talked about in game 1. Cuneo starts to attack. He drops Tsang to 16 with his attack from the Watcher. He has 6 mana, says go.
Yeah, this is a lot riskier now for Bill Tsang to just run the dash here. Yeah, any spell from Andrew is going to grow that student big enough, and Bill's going to put the brakes on.
Yeah, and he decides that I would like to just play my Mardu Scout now.
And, you know, we could have just seen a huge swing of events for this game. You know, the fact that Bill Tsang did not attack with anything that turn. Andrew is now the one attacking. He's evened up the life totals here as well. And it does seem like he's drawn a heck of a lot of lands here, but he's the one with the stable board who's now attacking.
Treason. Attack you for 6.
Just getting in for 1 with the student. Is there going to be a collateral damage here?
Oh boy.
Because that would be a
sure
huge
looks
blowout.
like it. Yes.
Oh my
Collateral
goodness.
damage your Watcher of the Roost with your Jeskai student.
That makes a lot more sense. Just stealing to get in for the extra point and an extra couple from the creatures isn't great.
Okay. There is a Wandering Champion.
Cuneo's got to be feeling it here.
Active
Oh, no.
Treason. Oh, by the way, I'm going to get to loot here. No, I'm not even going to get to loot. That's game. That's 8. Andrew's at 8. Bill Tsang is through to the finals here in his first Grand Prix Day 2. He's going to have a couple pro points in hand when he goes to his first Pro Tour.
Holy smokes.
At Pro Tour Magic Origins in Vancouver.
Wow, I can't believe it. I'm kind of in shock right now.
Yeah.
Like, he just ran over Cuneo.
And Cuneo ran over Yuya Watanabe, who had what everyone watching on Twitter and on Facebook was just declaring is one of the best decks they've ever seen.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Cuneo ran him over, just drew 6 cards. Triple Jeskai charmed him, but Mardu Scouts, Smoldering Efreets, double Active Treason, and collateral damage. Just Cuneo's deck was a little too pokey, developing, and Bill Tsang just punished him for it.
He sure
with
did.
Super aggressive red-blue, his red-blue deck. Meanwhile, Gerard Fabiano and Jake Mondello are still playing. Fabiano is down a game to Mondello. And Leaping Master's facing off against Sultai Skullkeeper as Jake Mondello casts Right into Being. Bit of rev for Gerard. Skullkeeper can't get in the way quickly enough. Oh boy. But he actually hit manifested a creature, and it was something he could flip for 3. It was the Tuskguard Captain.
Yeah, that's a really nice hit there for Jake. And he follows it up with an Avalanche Tusker too. And all of a sudden, Gerard Fabiano is clinging to those shambling attendants. And they're working.
Yeah. Wow.
Did that get
Aven
countered?
Surveyor just got countered with
Teamer Charm?
Teamer Charm, yeah.
Oh.
And Water Whirl says pick up 2 creatures, Murderous Cut kills the Avalanche Tusker.
And then Rakshasa's Secret and Shambling Attendants get played in the same turn.
Wow.
Oh, these attendants, they are barely hanging on, but they are in fact hanging on.
Yeah, and
Jake's just...
the Tuskguard Captain just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah. Gerard needs to find something like a treasure cruise here to find a bunch of action to get himself out of this mess, because he is way behind. But currently Jake is unwilling to attack. I am surprised he's not attacking with the Feral Cruciate.
Yeah, he is now attacking with 2. He attacks with the Feral Cruciate. Wow, look at that. Throttle
Huge
and
blowout.
Whisk Away. And we're caught up.
Wow, speaking of caught up, so is Gerard Fabiano. He's now the one who's on the offensive here. Gerard is just a master at this stuff. He has set up some of the insanest plays I've seen here. He's just outplaying people.
And there's a 3-mana Sultai Scavenger. Outlast my Disowned Ancestor. And Jake Mondello is playing off the top of his deck.
Of course
here.
he is. He's playing against Gerard.
Yeah.
You know? Gerard just gets you to that point.
And gets back to, okay, drew a long shot squad.
Okay.
So suddenly has an answer. If he gets to untap with that Tuskguard Captain, has an answer to the Sultai Scavenger. Still has to do something about the Shambling Attendants, which is just
Still holding down the
really
fort.
aggravating him at
The
this
thing
point.
is just anchored. It's not moved.
Gerard's committing some mana to something. Douses and Glooms, the Leaping Master. And then
Oh, there it
taps
is.
out and delves out to play Treasure Cruise.
That's what he needed.
And then is going to get in with just his Sultai Scale. Oh, wait, no. Shambling Attendant is...
It is going to hold back.
Yeah. And then Jungle Hollow gains him a point of life.
But this is scary if you're in Jake's seat. Gerard is not only able to start chipping in with damage, though the long shot squad is going to change that, as the Tuskguard captain now has reach as a 3/4, but Gerard's also got fresh cards in hand while you're still just top decking.
Yeah, I mean,
The
basically,
shields are fully
does
up, too.
Jake have anything that lets him climb back? Does he have a Tormenting Voice? Does he have a Treasure Cruise of his own? You know, dig through time.
Let's take a look. He's playing Ruthless Instincts.
Okay. Outlasts his long shot squad.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that he can't get back in this game, but
No,
he doesn't
no.
have any of those big blowout spells. Water Whirl's probably the most board impacting spell that he has.
Another bit of revelation for Fabiano here.
Really? Oh my goodness. He's going to run away with this thing. He's just burying Jake Mondello in card advantage. And I'm going to say it, it's exactly how Gerard writes it up.
And he's going to throttle the long shot squad. But Mondello drew Dragon Scale Boon.
Wow, that seemed like a fine play there from Gerard. Are there 3 cards left in Gerard's
There are 3
library?
cards left in Gerard's library.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Can he actually
He's been so
even win
busy
this?
coming back, he might just lose to decking.
Did he value himself right out of this thing? It looks like Jake may be able just to deck him here. How is Gerard going to get in for 9 more damage in 3 turns?
If you're Mondello, you don't think about attacking here, right? You just think about hunkering down.
Well, it depends. The shambling attendance is a real problem here, because if Jake has to double block, it reduces his board down pretty significantly, and Gerard might be able to beat him with his other creatures.
Sure. Yeah, another card drawn from Mondello.
Is it something good?
Hunt the Week.
Yes.
He gets to eat the flyer. Oh wow, and now feels comfortable sending
He's attacking
everybody
for 6,
into
7,
the
8,
red
9,
zone.
10, 11, 12. This is a lethal attack, so it's going to prompt a chump block by Fabiano.
And the only thing he can block is the well, stand by, everything has trampled because of the Tuskguard captain.
Yep. This is going to put Gerard down to
6. Yeah.
1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, he's at 1.
Wow.
And everything has trampled, just like you said. I think Jake is going to be able to finish off here, unless Gerard can get rid of Tuskguard captain and still block the long shot squad. That's what he needs to be able to do. He needs a bounce spell or a removal spell. What did he find? A Vizier. That can soak up a bunch of damage. Can it soak up enough? Right now he has 6. He's got 10 toughness. That is just enough. He can block long shot squad and then put the Vizier in front of the Tuskguard captain. But Jake just attacked.
So that goes there.
Yes.
That goes there. Gerard still also
And he
has
just
a card
says,
in it.
sure. Block like this. Jake does get to eat the Disown Ancestor with this play. Oh, he drew something.
Another Dragon Scale Boon.
He thought about it for a while, but that's lethal. That's it. Gerard has a land in hand, and that's going to do it.
Wow, Jake
Jake.
Mondello through
Wow.
to the finals. The 2 rookies going into Vancouver are through to the finals. They didn't get cute. They didn't play Howl of the Horde.
They didn't
They
draft
didn't
a
first pick a
ridiculous
Rakshasa
Mardu
Secret.
deck.
They were just like, you know what? I'm Teamer. You know what? I'm red-blue beatdown.
Yeah.
And they are through to the finals here. Jake Mondello and Bill Tsang, your number 1 seed and your number 8 seed.
Great run by Gerard, by the way. I have to say, I mean, he was so close there
Yeah,
to making it to the finals again, and that was with a deck that was lacking.
yeah.
And he made that thing work.
Whew. All right, well, we will be right back as soon as these are ready with finals between Jake Mondello and Bill Tsang.
All right, looks like we are ready for the championship match. Jake Mondello will be taking on Bill Tsang. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm joined by Marshall Sutcliffe. This could be bloody and fast and brutal.